If I had a wrestling career where I breathed fire and I looked this cool, I'd be called the Dragon too. Well, I'd probably just be called the Bear because I like to scratch my back on the wall. Hey toy fans, so I'm here from a quick hiatus from you all. I noticed I had some new subscribers. My subscribers I had before, thank you so much for sticking with me. We're back to doing another toy review. Now this is kind of an older toy. This is from last season, back when Mattel was doing the Masters of the WWU. I really liked that mashup. You know, you got Masters of the Universe, you got WWF wrestling in there, and it worked out so well. I happened to pick up a couple of these figures over the summer. I just hadn't gotten to tear into them just yet. And the first one I really wanted to dig into and tear into was this beauty right here. So Richard Blood, that's his Florida name. You know him as Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. So of course Ricky the Dragon Steamboat had a pretty long career, even coming back in his older age to battle Jericho. And Jericho's prime back in like 2009. Flew off the ring, did some amazing stunts, really pulled it together. So Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, he's kind of a fan favorite for me, having donning his return to the WWF attire here as the Dragon. And it's a nice combination from what we actually got in the ring with some greens and some of the webbing stuff and a good reuse of parts. So before we get in that review, if you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe, mash that like button below, be sure to comment. I love commenting back to you all, and hit that bell for notifications. So what do you say? Let's get into it. Alright, and this of course is Masters of the WWUniverse. This is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and I love the old school like He-Man vibe that you get even with the card. Even though this is in purple, it still has that kind of He-Man aspect of the rock exploding, the nice logo up top, and even the typeset. We get the same kind of bubble that we get with the Origins, but this time, you know, it's blocked out for us to have this figure instead of a He-Man figure inside. We do see that we get a mini comic back there, and we get a highly articulated power posing, which I always dig. He looks great in that bubble, and we get to see that we get his little friend back there as well. Let's take a look at the back. Okay, on the back we get this really cool artwork here that shows Ricky the Dragon basically battling the evil Macho Man, and of course Jake the Snake in the rattlesnake ring, which I really like. We get armed with the devastating Dragon Blaster. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat fires up the crowd and brings the heat inside the ring. Pretty cool, and I love that posing he has. Down here we get to see some of the features that he has. He has that detached dragon armor for creature combat, and then twists into powerful battle positions. Over here in this wave, we did get some cross-sell art with Becky Lynch, the Man of WWE Eternia, Macho Man Randy Savage, the HWO for life, of course Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Heroic Master of Dragons, and then Rowdy Roddy Piper, the evil Hot Rod. And he is another one I picked up that I plan to do a review on soon. Let's flip it back to the front. Alright, now that's the package, and the package isn't going to tell us anything else about this. We need to get off a card and get to playing. Alright, and of course this is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat outside of package, and I have to admit I love the look of this figure. The subtleties in the dark red here, and then the kind of vermilion, which is like a red-orange color, and how that attaches from the boots to the gauntlets, and it makes everything stand out. The contrast to the green and the yellow in there, it is a beautifully rendered action figure. And what's cool about this is so far this is like an action figure that has reused parts. We've gotten these gauntlets with Finn Balor, we've gotten this armor with Merman, we've gotten of course these trunks, that's kind of standard, and these legs are Masters of the Universe Origins. The boots are kind of our standard wrestling boots that we have. I think there's like 2 different pair. And it's just well done. The only new piece really is the head. And I say that because this we got with the Dragon Blaster Skeletor for Classics. So You'll actually notice because there's a peg here that works for the Dragon Blaster Skeletor. Now this is a solid translucent dragon, so it is really cool, and I love that they have that metal there, and of course the lock on there. They didn't have to put it on, but I'm glad that they did, because it really adds a little bit extra to that dragon. Now, as far as getting the dragon on him, that dragon is a bit heavy, so it kind of makes him want to fall back. It's not something that displays quite so well, so I have a feeling he'll probably display to the back of the ring with the dragon on his back, maybe back against the ropes, unfortunately. Okay, now of course there's this nice silvering here on his pants, and it really lends to the scales and the beauty of the dragon aspect of his uniform and clothing. It's really nice. One area of complaint is I know that in order to get the hair set on his face, the bands here line up really well, but on this side they don't. And every single figure I looked at, that was kind of an ongoing thing. It just did not line up. Now the face sculpt is beautiful and it really looks the part of him. One thing I noticed is I feel like his head's a little big for his body. Like I feel like it's a little oversized. It makes him look almost a little chippy, but at the same time that's kind of an ongoing with all of the units. Now on the back for if you have the Origins Merman, you're familiar with the way that the armor says. It goes over his head. You've got these straps here that hold everything down. If you're not, unlike the Classics version that just sat on the body, this one is more the Origins where it snaps into place. And it's gummy, it's kind of a Keshi style plastic, so it feels more like what we'd get with the original armor. Now, to have him go into wrestle mode, if you wanted to drop the armor, a couple ways to do it. You could always take the bands off. Honestly, I feel like popping out the arms makes it a lot easier. And what's cool again about these figures, much like the Masters of the Universe Origins, is that they are fairly modular. So you can take those pieces off, and there you go. Now you got Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in wrestling mode. His armor there, his dragon there. And let's take a look at that mini comic, our last piece. So much like the old school mini comics, I absolutely love that they're doing this again. But like with the others that we've had so far in the series, this is really just a couple pages. So you got some nice artwork on front. See, of course, Hot Rod over there himself, and Macho Man over there. Now it says Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. You get a little bio of each one. Talks about the great battle beginning and them basically wanting to stop the darkness from spreading and consuming WW Eternium. And of course he's a heroic guy, so he's a good guy here. And then you got some other things about him. So height 5'10", weight 235 pounds. And he's got mental control over dragon and breathes fire. And then over here you get like a little bit of story. Now this is just a one-page story. You got Rattlesnake Mountain hitting you, and he's basically battling Macho Man again, which I love. It's a nice callback to what's happened before. On the back you get some more cross-sell art, just like the packaging, except this time we get a little bit better pictures. And that's it. Now, all in all, this is one of those that I kind of debated on whether I was going to get Ricky the Steamboat Dragon. But I'm really glad that I did, because out of all the characters, he seems to really be the brightest. Besides for the Ultimate Warrior, he's pretty bright and he looks beautiful. The pieces that they reused and decided to use for his tooling are phenomenal. The figure itself looks incredible. The Dragon edition on there looks really nice, and if I had Dragon Blaster Skeletor, I might even try to trade this dragon out just to see what it would look like. All in all, I think this is a fun figure. Now, unfortunately, Mattel has stopped running all their Masters of the WWUniverse, So you're not going to really find them on store shelves very often. I happen to find this on store shelves after the fact in a small town store on the way to Lufkin, Texas. So you might still be able to find old stock of it here and there, but it's going to be a bit of a gamble if you're going to find anything that works for you. Otherwise, I know you can find it on eBay, and you might find a few sellers on Amazon, but you're going to pay a little bit more of a premium price at this point because it has become such a beloved toy line. So, if you happen to go out looking for this, good luck with the toy hunt. This episode of T-Recon was sponsored by Marvin Dog Media. To learn more about Marvin Dog Media, visit www.marvindogmedia.com. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below to let YouTube know that you like what I'm making. And be sure to hit that bell notification so you get updates to future content.